If you've just started living your own life, like I have, now that I've graduated college, this video game opening probably means something different to you now than when you played it as a kid. KK Slider is absolutely right. When I set up my town on my family's 2-foot thick projection television back in 2006, it wasn't really relatable. I mean, I was 9, how could I have related to it? Living by myself out in the world was something I only did at Boy Scout camp, and that doesn't really count, does it? So, Animal Crossing's core concept was more or less lost on me, and yet I enjoyed the novelty nonetheless. I was never a very big gamer. Games are fun, but I sometimes go weeks without playing a video game. This has been true all my life. There were, however, some games that I was just addicted to. Among these were Lego Racers, Combat Flight Simulator World War II, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for Game Boy Advance, and a trial version of Speedy Egbert. These games all have objectives, but I would inevitably get distracted in my own fantasy within these games. I'd pretend the game was about something else and never really complete it. Animal Crossing was different because the point was that the game was what you made it. You have an objective, sure, to pay your debt to Old Tom Nook, but you can do it however you like. I think this is the first true open world game I've ever played. Today, it's my favorite kind of game. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for a few weeks now, and it has displaced Grand Theft Auto 5 as my favorite game of all time. And they're both open world games, you get what I'm trying to say. But that whole living on your own thing is what, to me, sets this game apart from my other childhood favorites. At least as I look back on them now, and I think this applies to more than just the video game. When you think about the cartoons that you liked and watched growing up, you can't help but compare them to today's cartoons. And, like me, you may have come to the same conclusion. Today's cartoons are worse. But then you think about how your parents say that about what you grew up with compared to what they grew up with, and they claim that their parents said that about what they liked, and so on, and it makes you wonder, is everything on a steady decline beyond mediocrity? I've thought about this a lot recently, and I've come to the conclusion that no, cartoons are not worse, they're just silly. And of course, that's not to say silly is bad, most cartoons are silly, but some are only silly. Some of the greats, mind you, like Ren and Stimpy, the Fairly Odd Parents, the Animaniacs, just to name a few, the list goes on, and they can be nostalgic for other reasons. But if you look at shows like Rocko's Modern Life, Cat Dog, Angry Beavers, they're different. Sure, they can be silly at times, but you find their premises are roughly the same. They're about a character starting out on their own in life and facing the challenges of doing so. I think Rocko's Modern Life was probably the best example of this at times. Take, for example, the flying episode, Season 1, Episode 5, titled Jet Scream.
Welcome to Coach!
So, Rocco, how's the view?
And then compare it to this episode of Louie, Season 1, Episode 5, Travel Day / South.
How you doing?
Okay.
Dinner is served.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Jeff Tamar.
This is your captain speaking. Looks like we're in for a little turbulence.
It's for your own safety, stay in your seats when your seatbelt's fastened. Nothing to worry about, though. We'll have you on the ground in a few minutes. God have mercy on all our souls.
They're basically the same episode. They both use surrealist comedy to exaggerate the woes of flying, and both of them are quite accurate. I'd say the only meaningful difference between them is that Rocco didn't masturbate in front of a bunch of people. I hope. As a kid, this is lost on you, right? It's just Rocco being herded into a cattle car with wings. Shout out to People's Express, or I guess for more current frequent flyers, Frontier Airlines. But now that we're older, we can look back on it and we can judge the content and see that it's more than just a silly cartoon. And there are cartoons nowadays for which this is also true. Over the Garden Wall, We Bear Bears, Gravity Falls, I guess, to some extent, and I'm sure there are others, but in their own way, you can say that they touch on real challenges you face growing up. Now, all this sounds really pretentious now that I've said it out loud, and I'm probably way off base here, but I'm leaving it in my script because it helps me prove my point. What is this video even about? Animal Crossing. Yes, okay, Animal Crossing. It's the same kind of thing, and looking back on the other video games I addictively played, they just don't hold as deep a place in my heart as Animal Crossing does. Just like Rocco's Modern Life, and Cat Dog, and Can You Tell I Was a Nickelodeon Child? But the effect of the video game is compounded because you're not just watching it, you're doing it. The character on the screen is you. The character on the screen is basically you. From your behavior to your appearance to how tidy you like your house, it's all you. It's a reflection of your personality and who you are. It's actually amazing the kind of freedom this game offered. The town itself is even living and breathing, and no two towns are alike. People come and people go. You can make friends or you can make enemies. While I was looking through a partial deconstruction of my save game, I noted a comment on this parse template that points out this matrix of villagers' relationships with each other. That's wild because you can see villagers talk to each other all the time, sometimes giving each other gifts, sometimes coming away unhappy with the conversation, sometimes catchphrases even proliferate through the village. You can become a trendsetter with villagers wearing your custom designs. It's also thorough. There are also special things that happen in town from time to time. Meteor showers, fireworks, sometimes an igloo spawns in the snow, sometimes an illicit art dealer comes to town to sell stuff. There's a Groundhog Day where a mole tries to see his shadow. Huh, right, how could we forget about Mr. Rossetti? Mr. Rossetti breaks the fourth wall to scold players who reset the game without saving. You can't do that in real life, so why should you get away with it in Animal Crossing? What makes a game like Animal Crossing so unique is that it models individual life with just the right amount of detail to keep it fun. Any more detail and you'd get bogged down with the trivialities of life. Any less and you wouldn't form an emotional connection with the characters. I wanted to go back to my town and see what had become of it. Were the characters I remember still there, or had they all moved away? One day, your parents put you down and never picked you back up. One day, you turned your old phone off and never turned it back on. One day, I saved my Animal Crossing world and never went back. I don't remember what happened or why I stopped playing, but on
May 1st, 2011 at 7:34 p.m.
I never went back to my town away from my town, even though it was also called St. Louis. I wanted to move my town's data to my computer and play it in Dolphin for a couple of reasons. First, I didn't want to disturb the save state on the memory card. Second, I wanted to back up my precious town, and finally, for the sake of this video, I wanted to get high-quality digitally captured gameplay footage. This actually took a few steps because Animal Crossing save files are protected, meaning they can't be transferred between memory cards. So I can't just copy it to an SD card with a nifty adapter and call it a day. So I did what any normal person would do. I got a Wii, soft-modded it, and used GCCM to back up my save file to an SD card. I don't consider it a waste of money because the console that I got from eBay came with a copy of Mario Kart Wii, which is totally worth it and can be added to that pile of games from earlier thanks to all the free time I had my senior year of college. Now that we have the save game off of the GameCube memory card, we can load it into Dolphin and visit the town. I mean, how much cringe could one town possibly have? Oh no. Oh no, look at all the weeds! Well, can you tell me how long I've been gone? 118 months. Oh god, Freckles is still here. I hate Freckles. 142 months. I don't talk to Freckles that much because I hate Freckles. Oh, I used to store furniture I didn't have space for, but I didn't want to part with. I used to bury it. So many weeds. Oh my goodness. We can actually do something about these weeds. So we're going to save the game. So here's what we can do. We can use Dolphin and extract the actual save game file. And we can open it in this program called Animal Crossing Save Editor. See all these weeds? Yeah, let's get rid of them. 1,456 weeds. No weeds. Should probably check my mail while I'm over here. Another letter from home. I definitely have saved more letters from home. Let's go to the post office and see what's going on in here. Yeah, I got a couple of these from home. It's a big meteor shower. Oh, the red dress. I forget when in the game this happens, but my mom knew about this letter, my real life mom, and wore a red dress that day. There's so many just great memories tied up in this game. We haven't been to my house yet. Oh, the cockroaches. Look at how, like, it's just an absolute mess. So it might not be clear from, like, the main floor what I was trying to do with my house. But I think if we go downstairs... I was running, like, a hotel-type thing. I don't know why I was doing this, but I was trying to build a hotel in Animal Crossing. I have 2 rooms, one for 1 person, 1 for 2. Why was I doing this? Excellent question. But it didn't matter, right? And that's kind of the point. It didn't matter what you were, how you decorated your house or what kind of fantasy you got lost in Animal Crossing. It just, you did it. And sure, I was progressing, I was paying back Tom Nook, and of course there are more cockroaches here. But like, that's the point of the game, right? To do whatever you want. And that's the magic of Animal Crossing. Of course, upstairs you have the pool. I can't tell you how long I waited to get this pool from Tom Nook. I knew the furniture existed because I think Mitzi has one in her house. You can also have, you know, ping pong games up here. All-inclusive resort, baby. You know, I used to fish all the time. That's pretty much how I made up all my money. Ooh! Oh, the museum. Let's go into the museum. I used to primarily donate to the fish. Even this big guy back here, I donated, even though he's worth like 10,000 bells. Ooh, look at the frog. He's a chunky boy. I'm like 1 away from completing the dinosaur collection. We need to figure out how to get to the island, and in Dolphin, I'm not sure how. I've read that you need some sort of a Game Boy emulator and then to have some kind of virtual link between them. And I don't want to go through the hassle of setting all that up. But I do have an idea. We can take the island. We have island left number 3. So we're going to take island left number 3, put it there, and then we're just going to put some grass acres all the way out. So we're splitting the island in half, unfortunately, but now we can just walk to it. I think this will work. I wonder if the game will crash. There's really only one way to find out. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm walking to the island. Nope, it's the end of the world, so I guess the island is... Oh, hey! And the sudden change in music. Yeah, I set this up for, like, a vacation rental, I guess. I don't know. I was doing Airbnb before it was cool. Except it wasn't cool when I did it, because it was in Animal Crossing. Let's go see what Flash is up to. 618 weeks. Oh, when you put it that way, Flash. Captain's here. There's that acre of land that I put down on accident. Can you still take me back, Captain? Oh, we're just gonna row through land.
If Jesus can walk on water, can he swim on land?
Oh. This game just has so many fond memories. For a game that was made in 2001, 2002, it holds up really well. Okay, I think that's enough of my cringe town. This game means a lot to me. Sure, I never completed it. Sure, before filming this video, I never knew that town terrain was randomly generated, that there was a larger Nook store that could be made, or that growing up, you could have friends that enjoyed playing video games with you. All this is to say that Animal Crossing is an amazing game. It's the freedom it gives you to do whatever you want while still being a game with little to no bloat. I don't exactly know what point I was trying to make with this video. I just wanted to make a video about Animal Crossing, I guess, and now I have. But yeah, Animal Crossing is one of my favorite games, and even though I don't play it anymore, it was at one point a big part of my life. I may have moved away, but my town keeps playing, even when I don't.